turns out as we get older, our immune system gets older too. So is there anything we can do about it? I think so. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what I think you should be doing to keep your immune system stronger as you get older. Let's go. So the thing I'm talking about right now is a term you may have never have heard before. It's called immunosenescence, and it basically means aging immune system. Immuno means immune system, and senescence, that's the science term for growing older. Yeah, our immune system does get older as we get older, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. So why does our immune system get old? It's complicated, but essentially a lot of things happen as we get older, such as we make fewer of these stem cells called hemipoietic stem cells. They make a variety of different immune cells in our body, like our B cells and our natural killer cells. So we make less of them. They don't work as well as we get older. Our thymus gland shrinks as well. And the thymus is important for immune function because that's where we get our T cells from. The T stands for thymus. And so as the thymus gland shrinks, we make fewer of these T cells, and they don't work as well either as we get older. There's an increase in a low-grade cellular inflammation and a corresponding increase in a compound called CRP, C-reactive protein. Your doctor may have even tested for CRP if you ever got a blood test. This chronic low-grade inflammation is associated with a variety of different diseases. And this is actually where you may have heard of the term inflammaging from, which is a reference to the fact that a lot of diseases associated with aging are associated with this chronic low-grade inflammation. And I'm sure many people have heard there's changes of various hormones as we get older as well. You know, growth hormone goes down, DHEA goes down, cortisol sometimes goes up, etc. So again, complicated, but that's fine. Is there anything we can do about improving our immune system as we get older? Yeah. Here are the things I want you to be aware of. Number one, best thing you can do that has more research than anything else is exercise on a regular basis. I actually liked this particular study because of the bold word they used in here, preventing or reversing immunosenescence. Can exercise be an immunotherapy? I hardly ever see exercise and immunotherapy used in the same sentence, and I very rarely see the R word used in clinical studies. But they basically end the study saying exercise could be a highly cost-effective measure to improve human quality of life compared with other strategies currently being pursued. And I agree with this. If you're not exercising, again, start where you are, do what you can, use what you have. There's a lot of evidence for this. For instance, here's a study from the 1990s, physical activity and immune function in older women. What do they find? Essentially, the women who were the most physically active, they had the better T cell and natural killer cell functioning compared to the women who didn't exercise at all. Again, exercise appears to ramp up various aspects of the immune system. Here's another investigation, effective aerobic endurance exercise on immune function, again, in elderly people, elderly athletes, actually. Our data show a possible stimulation of immune function by low-intensity aerobic exercise in older people. Low intensity. We're not talking going to the gym for 3 hours a day here. A lot of these studies with older adults involve just walking, for instance. Now, if you like strength training, I got good news for you. There is also some evidence that resistance exercise, strength training, can also stimulate the immune system. Basically, they're saying that strength training improves natural killer cell activity, again, in older women, older men probably as well. Women seem to get a lot of the lion's share of the research in terms of this immunosenescence research. Now, remember I told you about the thymus gland and how the thymus gland appears to shrink as we get older. Check this out. Major features of immunosenescence, including reduced thymus output, are improved by high levels of physical activity in adulthood. So what do we got going on here? So we've got 125 people. They're between 55 and 79 years of age, and these are people who worked out for most of their life. Researchers compared them to age-matched people, same age as people, who did not exercise regularly. What did they find? The people who worked out regularly, these were cyclists, they had significantly greater levels of thymus-protecting compounds, this one's called IL-7, and lower levels of something called IL-6, which promotes thymus atrophy. What are we saying here is people who exercise on a regular basis appear to have less shrinkage of the thymus gland. That in turn would mean better T cell functioning and more T cells as we get older. This could be one way in which exercise helps aging immune system stay healthier. And again, the researchers basically say, we conclude that many features of immunosenescence may be driven by reduced physical activity with age. In other words, we get older, we move less, and this plays a role in the aging of the immune system, which in turn factors into more susceptibility to infections, viral infections, bacterial infections, and disability as we get older. Again, make no bones about it. Reduced immune functioning plays a role in disability as we get older. How about this one? Number 2, eat better. And I'm not talking keto diet here. I'm saying eat a more colorful diet, more fruits, more veggies, more beans, more seeds. Why? These compounds, these foods contain phytochemicals. A lot of these phytochemicals have anti-inflammatory properties. They also act as antioxidants as well. But remember, immunosenescence, aging immune systems appear to be associated with a greater low-grade inflammation as we get older. Now, I show you this study here because I kind of laughed when I read this investigation because, and this is the reason why, the researchers say phytochemicals from fruits and veggies and beans could be incorporated into novel bioactive formulations of various nutraceuticals and pharmaceuticals. What? Why are they making this harder than it has to be? No, we're not talking taking a pill here. We're talking eat a salad or a fruit and veggie smoothie or something like along those lines. Again, these compounds may eventually be made, and there are various dietary supplements out there. But again, I'm a firm believer at the simple answer is, eat a salad a few times a week or something along those lines. Also, if you're already eating the Mediterranean diet, I would say keep doing it. There is a lot of research in Mediterranean diet, as you're probably aware of, but one of the things it appears to do is what we're saying here in this study, the immune protective effects of a Mediterranean diet against chronic low-grade inflammatory disease. Again, one way the Mediterranean diet may be healthy is by decreasing inflammation. I do think it's more complicated than that, but that's one way that the Mediterranean diet may be keeping the immune system healthy as we get older. Another way, which I do think goes hand in hand with the Mediterranean diet, is eat more fiber. I think we got to realize that fiber is a prebiotic. Prebiotic is the food of those probiotic bacteria, those 3 pounds of bacteria that live inside of our colon. And in this particular study here, this is actually interesting, association between dietary fiber and C-reactive protein, where they basically found that the more fiber you ate, the lower your CRP level was. Remember, CRP, C-reactive protein, is a blood marker of inflammation. By bringing down CRP, you're bringing down inflammation, you're keeping the immune system functioning, and also improving a lot of other diseases that are associated with that low-grade inflammation. Now, the other thing I'd throw out to you when it comes to the fiber is, remember, the fiber is food for the microbiome. And so another way in which I think fiber helps us is by improving the microbiome diversity and also the health of the microbiome as well. Remember, the microbiome talk to the immune system, and that's another way in which I think fiber helps keep us healthy as we get older. Now, something else I wanted to throw out to you that this may be in your refrigerator right now is, how about drink a fruit and vegetable juice drink? Here, again, 20 people for 3 days drank a fruit and vegetable juice, and they found significant changes in bacteria inside these individuals after only 3 days. Some bacteria actually increased, some of the bacteria like Firmicutes, which is sometimes seen as a healthier bacteria, and Bacteroides, which is seen as a not so healthy bacteria, actually decreased. Again, it happened after only 3 days of drinking this fruit and veggie juice. One of the aspect that I might point out to you here, just as a side note, their nitric oxide increased by almost 245% after 3 days of drinking this juice. Again, the nitric oxide actually helps cells communicate with each other, so it's actually kind of interesting that it went up by so much. If you want to know more about this particular study, this is the video, 5 Reasons to be Drinking V8 Juice. I'll link to that video in the description where I actually talked more about this particular study and several other studies. Many of them actually used V8 juice, but that's a conversation for another time. Again, I'll point you to that video for that. And then the last thing I'll throw out to you is a dietary supplement that I take myself called aged garlic extract. It ain't garlic. It's an extract of garlic that has multiple clinical studies on it for a variety of reasons, including improving the immune system. Here in this investigation, 120 people between 21 and 50 years of age are given the aged garlic extract dietary supplement for 90 days during cold and flu season. What do they find? Those people taking the aged garlic extract showed not only reduced severity of colds and flus, but more importantly than that, they missed fewer days at school and work, fewer sick days. That's the key right there. You can talk about how it improves the immune system and all that jazz, but the real proof is in the fact that they missed fewer days at school and or at work. Now, that's a dietary supplement. What if you like garlic? Hey, I got good news for you here too. Even a single meal containing garlic has been shown to improve the immune system and activate cancer-fighting genes in humans. So if you like eating garlic, keep doing garlic as well. What do you think, gang? That's my take on how to improve your immune system as you get older and improve and hopefully reverse immunosenescence as we get older as well. Got any questions, leave them below. I'll try and answer them myself. Until next time, gang, I'm Joe Cannon. Go out, be safe, and where you can, try to make a difference.